Welcome back to another episode of Original Understudies, where I have gathered the world's most original understudies, and we're going to perform some improv comedy for you based on your suggestions, which you could send to me by emailing originalunderstudiespodcast@gmail.com. So please send suggestions to originalunderstudiespodcast@gmail.com. And if you would like, honestly, there's not a very long line right now, but if you'd like a little quicker version, throw a review in and you could bury a suggestion in there because I love reviews. They're just delicious. So let's introduce the improvisers. Amy Gerlich coming in from Colorado.
Hey,
it's hot over there, huh?
Oh, we're closer to the sun.
You are. It's not many miles closer, but close enough that it's scorching, right?
A single mile, yeah.
Yeah,
A single
mile high. Yeah, definitely. I feel like definitely hotter than LA in the summer, but dry.
Yeah, well, it was pretty moist yesterday here in Venice.
Gross.
I guess I get the what's wrong with the moist? It was totally moist. This is more info than you want, but I have to constantly get, those damp rid little things that have like baking soda or I don't know what the hell's in them, magic dust, and it makes the water collect.
No, for what? What are you talking about?
Like sometimes you put it in your bathroom. Maybe it's just because I live so close to the beach, but I've used it for the bathroom for a long time, this damp rid, and it like fills up, then you trade it out. Well, now I've got them for my closets. And in the winter, it fills up. It was raining all the time, but now it's been summer. And over a period of like 2 or 3 weeks, I'll have 3 of these damp rid bags and they will fill with water. I don't know where the hell the water's coming from.
The air.
But but it's supposed to be like how much water's in the air that my closets are filling 3 bags of damp rid.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I used to get those things you put on your armpits, like they're like little pads you put in there when I lived on the East Coast to soak up all the sweat.
I didn't know that existed.
Yep.
I'll look into that because I've on occasion had sweat gather in that part of my body.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
You can find me in Denver, Colorado at Chaos Bloom Theater.
Amazing. And now we have Jack Zulo, who is also experiencing, as random chance would have, a heat wave as well in New York City. Land of the great salsa.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty hot here, and the salsa is unrivaled.
Yeah, but do you guys have AC? I feel like you didn't have AC.
We do have an AC, a floor AC for the bedroom, and our apartment does not get overly hot, so we are lucky in that regard.
Yeah. Where can people find you, Jack?
Best place to find me is jackzulo.com. And from there, the world is yours.
I saw your video today where I don't know if you shamed the person on the subway, but you definitely like showed really quick that she had used a seat for her bag. Gosh, I hate when people do that.
Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine. I did feel bad after I did it because she obviously saw that I recorded her. But
you covered her face.
I did cover her face with a starfish.
And we have Atul Singh. Atul, thanks for being here again. You're where I'm at, but you're east of the 405. How much worse is it over there?
It's 10 degrees worse. It's 10
degrees worse.
Yeah, it's not bad. Thanks for having me. If you want to follow me, it's Atul Time on Threads only on Threads. I'm off all the other ones, just Threads.
Nice. You're not even on Instagram?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
You can't be on Threads without being on Instagram.
I was going to say, you must have found, I think it was maybe Jake or maybe it was Cole last week. Somebody warned me that once you join, you can't leave it without deactivating your Instagram account. I put one thread up and I have been too lazy to go back there again. I don't think it's going to be any more popular for me than Twitter. I'm too lazy. And we have Jake Regal. Jake, thanks for being here today. Where can people find you? And what is the temperature like in your apartment? You don't look like you're sweating at all.
Not left my apartment today. So I haven't been subject to, I did look it up. It is a 90-degree day. Every day in the next 10 days is 90 degrees or hotter in my neighborhood. So that's exciting. It was Cole that said that about Threads, but I see him at auditions sometimes. So we have the same type. So I'm not offended. And I'm at Jake Regal on things.
Great. Fantastic. I am sweating because I don't have air conditioning. And during recordings, out of respect for all the listeners, I turn every fan off in my apartment and I'm dying over here. All right. So here is the suggestion. I think there might have been an opening that I copy paste failed, but it just starts with, I enjoy your podcast during my commute. And when you said you were short on suggestions, I figured I would send one in. Usually it's just laughing that makes my commute dangerous. But while stuck in traffic on Memorial Day, parentheses, had to work, I was stung by a bee/wasp. I can never tell. I almost crashed because I was panicking, but my only injury was a welt the size of a quarter on my arm. Thanks for the laughs, Katie. I've never been stung by a bee. The only time I've ever been stung by a bee was on 2 occasions, and one of them I had kicked a beehive. And
Why?
the other, it was like a wasp.
Why?
Oh my God, because I was an idiot. I was probably 12 or 13 years old. And it wasn't a traditional beehive because you couldn't see it. It was inside of a tree trunk, like a cut tree.
Oh, wood bees. Wood bees are, they get pretty vicious.
I guess so. Luckily, I wasn't
They
allergic.
didn't make
but
So they take the resentment. They're wood bees, so they take out the resentment on
okay, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one. But yeah, they were just coming in and out of this like tree stump trunk stub, and I kicked it. I was kicking it for a couple minutes before it, then I just had a bunch of bees on my ankle and I ran and it hurt, but I was fine. And I think that's why I'm not really afraid of bees, because I've had probably 10 or 15 sting me all at once and survived.
James, did you ever hurt the neighbor's cat? Was that you?
Hurt the neighbor's cat?
Sad to say, that was actually me, Atul.
Oh no!
I was terrified of bees as a kid, terrified of them. And I guess as an adult, I've been stung once or twice. Once, I think, recently by a bee. But weirdly enough, I've become somewhat obsessed with trying out being I think it's called an apiary, or someone who works with bees and collects honey. I'm pretty sure apiaries deal with gorillas. Okay, maybe. No, I am sorry. I'm just ignorant. Well, let's just call it. I have no idea. Let's just call it a beekeeper, because there seems to be something very zen about the keeping of bees, the making of honey, the making of mead, and then the drinking of said mead. All seems very zen.
When I was in middle school, I had to have an operation on or whatever you would call it, on a ingrown toenail. Not an operation, a something.
Surgery.
I don't know what it would be considered. I guess it's considered surgery. I guess it's a surgery. And the podiatrist who took care of it was like, don't worry. This, and by this, I mean the anesthetic that they put directly into your big toe, will only hurt about as bad as a bee sting. And that caused me to kind of freak out, because I've never been told to sit still and be stung by a bee before. And so I don't know if you thought that would make things better, but it made it much worse for me, to the point where middle school me was squirming around, and they had to have a nurse restrain my shoulders and put anesthetic in my toe. And it did hurt a lot. Yeah. Like a bee sting? Yeah. Yeah.
Is anybody currently still afraid of bees?
Yeah.
How bad?
I mean, when I see one, my first instinct is ignore it. If I don't acknowledge that it exists, maybe it won't touch me. But if it gets close to me, I'm always But I don't think I've ever gotten stung by a bee. Maybe a wasp.
Never?
I don't think so. I don't get bit by bugs.
Damn, that must be nice.
It's supposed to be your smell, so I can only assume I don't smell great.
Well, that's why you have arm pads.
I was going to say, the maxi pads for your armpits.
It's what they are, yeah.
Tell the truth, because that's what I was thinking. Those are maxi pads for your armpit, right?
They seem more like shoulder pads.
The under shoulder pads.
Yeah.
This honey, I raise it myself. I get the bees myself. I have them procreate, and hey, for $15 for a 100 milliliters, not a bad price. All right. You come to the farmer's market often.
The procreation part, really, that's what really caught my attention. I mean, this honey looks delicious, but I mean, do you coax the bees into sexual pleasure and relations?
I am so sorry. My husband is really into, birds and the bees.
Birds and the bees, ever since I was a kid.
Nah, that's great. Yeah. I play a little music for him. Play sax, alto, and get him in the mood. And boy, there's no sweeter sound than bees fucking. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, over here we have a lot of miniatures, and mainly this is for doll houses. But you said you wanted like a tiny candelabra, like something to put tiny candles in for, like, I'm assuming like
Yeah.
Okay.
See, because I was at the farmer's market the other day, and this guy, he said he gets bees to make love, and there's no better sound than that. And I feel like I want to set the mood with a little Liberace candelabra.
Oh, wow.
I am so sorry. I know this is probably weird for a couple to come in for this, but my husband would really like to have like a bee mating room.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that if you look at the size, I feel like they would be make your bees look like tiny bees. Like, I feel like you need to get something even smaller.
I'm not sure they're worried about the size of the bee. They're just bees. I just want to hear them fuck.
Well, hold on a second. She's the expert.
Okay.
I'm not exactly following. Are you saying that your candelabras are too big and will make our bees look small?
Yes. I'm just saying that if it was me, if I was a bee in that situation, I would feel very intimidated. Like I had just climbed up the beanstalk and I was in the giant's house and I was trying to make myself comfortable in these chairs, but they're so big compared to me. I don't know if I'd be able to perform.
I can make a smaller candelabra.
Oh, who's that?
Over here in the corner.
That's you can go see him. He doesn't work here though.
But he's in your shop.
Always.
That's right. I hide in the corners, in the shadows of the shop, my tiny artisan hands weaving small candelabras.
You are creepily small.
Okay. Wow.
I don't find it's that creepily small.
No.
I feel like,
my wife is really nice to people, but you, sir, are very, very scarily, creepily, ugly. Crawl, space, small.
You're not much bigger than the palm of my hand, okay? Sure. It's
You're like a Thumbelina.
I would stop that. Now you're embarrassing him.
I'm sorry.
Stephanie, I don't know if this can work. I'm a human. You're a bee. It's just not. I think we have too many differences.
What?
I'm saying it's time. I think we need to break up.
Oh, wow. This is embarrassing because I don't feel like we're in a place where that's even like an option where, like, I didn't think we were dating.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sorry.
Wow. I didn't know you were dating are you dating other people or bees?
No. I'm not dating anyone else. The sex with you is weird. I'm going to be really honest.
I mean, I think I agree with that. It's awkward at times. It hurts me for sure.
Well, it hurts.
I'm sorry
me.
to interrupt you
hi.
too, but I've got the results of the pregnancy test.
Oh, thank God.
I don't know if this is good news or bad news, but you're pregnant.
Me or him?
Well, I don't know who urinated on this. Honestly, if he urinated on this, it might be a false reading. I imagined it was you.
Well,
we both urinated on it, so maybe that.
Well, Jesus. All right, I'm going to have to do another test.
Okay, listen, doctor, we can't really get this. This can't really get out. I'm the queen of my hive, and if the worker bees find out that I've been moonlighting with a giant human, I mean,
Her hive is right outside my home. So our homes are, right next to each other.
yeah, it's true.
I'm so sorry. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm like, I follow a lot of I watch The Crown, Downton Abbey. This is the closest
Do you
I've
know
ever
any
been
other
to
shows that have English people in them?
Queens? I think he's talking about Queens, honey.
Queens.
Fellow worker bees, unite! Our queen is sucking on the teat of humanity while we do all the labor.
That's bee shit.
Yes, we cannot allow her to celebrate her bestiality while we do all the work. What say you that we do? I say we strike. Strike?
As in attack or as in stop working?
Both!
Oh, God. So thank you for meeting me here. I know we're a small group, but the worker bees have striked. And you know what? You know what that means? We're not going to have any good television programming happening. It's like I need to watch my bee reality shows. And if they're not writing content, what are we supposed to do?
Bee reality. Let me just speak. Bee reality is fine. We're going to get plenty of bee reality. It's the other stuff, the good stuff. That one about the bee in the restaurant. Oh, we're not going to get that.
Oh my God. The bee. I love the bee.
The bee is very, very frenetic and high energy.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of when we first started our hive, right? It was a disaster. Walked into a dilapidated hive. We all came together, Steve had a Michelin star from that bee restaurant he worked in California, and it turned it all around. I feel like now we have the perfect hive.
The perfect hive. But what are we going to do about those bees that are...
Maybe we can hire those those robot bees, those AI bees.
I know some hornets. Some hornets are looking for work.
This again. I told you, I do not want to have hornets in this hive. They're huge.
Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?
Yeah. I was driving very fast.
Yeah, it was, the speed was a huge portion of it, but I might have looked the other way. Because you know the saying, 8 you're fine, 9 you're mine, and you were going 8 over, but you were driving erratically.
Oh, you mean swerving?
On top of going fast, you were swerving.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to lie to you, sir. I love the sound of bees making love. And I was listening to a video cassette of that recording.
First of all, you were listening to a video cassette?
Well, I don't want to out myself. I wasn't watching the video cassette because that would have probably been difficult to do while I was driving. I was listening.
Yeah, I can see now that I'm here that you have a VCR TV combo on your passenger seat.
Yeah.
That's pretty... I'd call that dangerous.
Yeah, I'd call it old school, but we could define it in one way or the other.
Officer Jenkins, in my office. I read your report here. It sounds completely made up. First of all, you have some kind of poem you wrote, which says, if you're, well, how did it go? If you're 8, it's great. If you're 9, it's mine.
That's not a poem.
That's a haiku.
That's not a poem.
I don't know all the terms.
8, you're fine. 9, you're mine. You don't go by that? I guess it must have been the senior officer that trained me. I thought that was...
put that in the report. And then down here, you've made up a story about how somebody in this year and time has a TV VCR combo in their passenger seat. I don't even know how you plug that in.
Oh, well, I guess I didn't put that in because I thought it was obvious. He had a portable battery. It was one of those things that you jump a battery with.
All right, cadets, get in here. We have to have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm here.
Good. Okay. You know how I thought it was a good idea for us to be taking some extracurricular classes, and we had that, that lady come in and do improv with us, and we had that guy come in and do creative writing, and it seems like it seeped into our paperwork, and the higher ups are not happy about it. So we got to go back to the regular old boring police reports. Just the facts, okay? No more embellishing.
Was it my pull you over, move your hands, your life is over? Was that one?
I mean, I enjoyed that, Jack, but you'd made full-on doodles throughout, and then there was a Post-it note pack that when you flipped it, it was an animation of what happened.
I'm sorry. Once I learned the power of simile, it changed how I wrote my reports forever.
Okay. All right. I get that.
Grand theft was like the moon being stolen from the sky itself, leaving in its stead nothing but blankness, like the empty freeway from which it came.
That's beautiful.
It was really beautiful.
Thank you so much. I did not get any license plate information or any information about the thief.
So we can't, Captain, you're saying we can't use something like this. If you don't stop at the sign, I will stick a thumb up your behind. You're saying we cannot say.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the point is, Jake said it best. He said, yes, we're writing prose, we're embellishing, but don't miss the actual
facts. Are we writing prose as in professionals, or are we writing prose as in poetry prose?
Poetry prose.
That's what I thought.
Good clarification.
Okay.
Because if we're good enough to go pro, then why are we police officers?
Well, yeah, I know. Some of you, I think, should quit your day job.
You're talking about Jake.
Yeah.
You're talking about Jake.
I am talking about Jake. I mean,
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I appreciate his work, but he also doesn't actually do any police work.
He's saying I'm good enough to go pro. That's so kind.
Yeah.
My stuff is short and clipped, I mean, his stuff was kind of rambling and long.
Subjective.
Welcome, Jake, to the Writing Professionals Organization.
Oh, my God.
You're going to go through 9 months of training to be an official writing cadet. Once you're done, you're going to be on the streets writing all the time based on what you see. All right? Here's your equipment.
Oh, wow. A notepad and a gun. Thank you so much.
Oh, I forgot the pen. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
There's pen. Sorry about that.
Okay.
The pen doesn't have ink, but the gun does have bullets. So keep that in mind.
Wow.
Your
Isn't
first
that
lesson,
just an analogy for life itself? I'm doing it already.
write
Put
it
me
down,
out
son.
there. I could be on the street right now.
Hey, hold
Write
it,
it
rookie.
down. I don't have ink, though. Okay, I'm going to shoot into the notepad.
The reason I knew that Jake's ingrown toenail surgery was a surgery was because I firsthand witnessed a surgery on my wife at I think it was, what's the water park, the Hurricane Harbor here in LA. We were on the lazy river, and somehow, because the lazy river has just enough of a current that you keep moving, her pinky toenail hit the side of the thing, and it pulled it back. So it was kind of like dangly and fluffy.
No.
And it was pretty bad. It was nasty. And we went to the first aid there, and they were like, oh, this is we can't actually do anything with this because it would be considered surgery. My mind fucking blown, because I didn't think that a toenail would be surgery, but they literally were like, okay, close the door. And they pulled I think they used clippers or something, and they did it. And they said please don't say anything about it. Put a Band-Aid on, got back in the water, finished today.
Yeah, got it cleaned up.
But But to have their I don't want to call it campus, on site medical person say they're like, well, technically we're not supposed to do this because it's surgery. I will never forget that is a surgery. The removal of a toenail is considered surgery.
Well, and I don't know. Go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, did they pour acid on her toes like they did onto mine?
I don't think
Not
so.
a joke.
There was acid?
Yes. It's so it can't grow back in the specific quadrant of my toe that it had ingrown because I guess it had gotten too gnarly. And one of my big toes, it just sort of stops a couple millimeters in front of where it naturally would because they poured acid on my damn toe.
Oh.
How old were you?
I was in middle school. I don't know.
I thought that's what happened to old men.
Yeah.
James, your story reminds me of my friends went to a baseball game just recently, and she had drank the night before, so she was kind of feeling like it was hot out, so she was feeling kind of dehydrated, but she rallied for her boyfriend. They got to the stadium and she full on just kind of passed out. So they brought her to the medical area of the baseball thing. And when they were telling me about it, they were like, it was amazing. They were checking my blood pressure. They gave me all of these fluids and all this stuff that would have cost hundreds of dollars if I went into a clinic, and it was all free. And it was all this. And I was just that's amazing. Cause I also was yeah, we used to do that when I was in my 20s. We would go give blood because they would basically give you a free screening of STDs and all this other stuff. So I was that's a great way if you don't have health insurance, but you've got a major issue, get some baseball tickets and then get into that little baseball hospital,
Yeah, get diagnosed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think baseball is one of the most, I'm probably going to get in trouble, boring sports in the world.
Boo.
So you'd have
You're
to
in trouble now.
Wait, you guys like baseball?
Yes.
No. I mean, I like going to games because it's more about the social experience of it. But I don't think that's an especially hot take that it's a kind of boring sport to watch.
No, Jake. I think what the hot take is how culture has changed. Not to get into it, but this is actually fascinating for me because baseball used to be a pastime that you listened on the radio while you were doing other things, or you went to the ballpark and you sat there and had a hot dog and talked to your friends. And the baseball game was something that was going on while you were doing something else. It's only in the last 30 years that everything has to pull your attention.
When I was a kid, me and my friends would crowd around Ebbets and we'd all listen from the outside.
I just think baseball games would be a lot funnier and greater if they were only 3 minutes or 10 minutes long, and you'd see another baseball game start right afterwards, like Robot Chicken.
All right, ninth inning, buddy. You need to get out there, finish this game. It's been going on way too long. All right.
It's so hot.
I know. It's we play in a dome when we play at home, but here this is an outdoor stadium. So, just do you need some fluids? You want some juicy juice?
Do you guys? Is there any ice packs that we could wrap around my body?
Well, that's not Philip. That's not going to hydrate you.
No, but it's just hot. Can I tell you a secret?
Right now, you need to go into the game. But yeah, okay. What is it?
I drank till I blacked out last night. I don't feel good either. I feel like I should really probably I just feel like I should sit this one out, honestly, all the way.
Philip, you've been pitching for 8 innings. You're
I am? Oh, shit. Can I tell you another secret?
Yeah.
I just now became sentient again.
Wow.
I guess I was blackout drunk until just earlier. I feel sick.
Well, I don't want to jinx anything, Philip, but you've been pitching a great game.
Really?
You have struck out every single batter except for one who lined out. So you just have to go there and get 3 more.
I've been doing so bad this year.
Yeah. You've been sucking this year. You know what? I'm going to, if you'd like, I'd get you a shot so you can go back into that blackout state.
I think that's a bad idea, but okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Dad, I need one of your sports shots. I have to go take my driver's I have to go take my driver's test.
Okay. Well, honey, I'm just feeling like you're relying on this shot a little too much recently.
Well, I feel like you are bragging because you're not even technically the team's coach. You're just like his hype man, his sidekick, whatever they call it. And like, you were like, look at these shots we got. Ooh. So come on, Dad.
Honey, you have to understand that there are repercussions from using things such as this.
Like what?
For every little day life instances.
Like what?
Well, your eyebrows could fall out.
I don't care.
You don't care? You don't know? You don't want
Dad,
to?
that's a look right now.
Okay.
No
well,
eyebrows? That's like a look.
Well, I mean, have you heard of Bell's palsy where half your face melts?
Have you heard of Julia Fox?
Yes.
Have you heard of the
yes,
Kardashians?
It's a good point. It's a good point. They're definitely running with a half face right now.
I don't know what that means.
All right, here you go. I don't want to stand in the way of your process, and just let me just shake it up a little bit. Let me send it to you, and yeah, there you go. Have some.
Thanks. I don't know why you had to throw it at me.
So I'm just going to go over a couple checklists on the car before we start the test. Taillights work, seatbelts, doors. Can you turn signals on?
Yeah.
Left.
Okay.
Right.
There you go.
Okay. All right. It looks like the car's in good condition, and we're going to do a driver's test.
Okay.
I'm just going to ask before we take on the road, have you taken any steroid shots?
I was really drunk last night. Does that count? I think the shots were called something else, though.
You were really drunk last night. You're not 21, but...
No, I'm 15 and a half.
Okay, that's right. Okay, well, I guess first, I wouldn't do that. It's underage. It's bad for your body.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to ask you to take a sobriety test really quick.
What, seriously? This was like last night.
I know,
noon.
and it's probably fine. I was afraid that you were doing this new sports shot because a lot of the people taking tests have been getting road rage from steroid shots.
Well, yeah, my dad gave me that this morning.
Okay, well, it sounds like there's a lot of compounded problems, but let's start with the sobriety test.
Okay.
I'd like you to take your finger and put it as far away from your body as possible.
Okay.
Like that. Okay. And now without looking, I'd like to touch your nose.
Carl, are you giving unauthorized tests during the DMV test?
I didn't want to get behind. I didn't want to be in a car with somebody that was drunk. So I was just trying to figure out like how I could tell if she was sober.
Carl, you have no medical experience. None. You used to work at a Hurricane Harbor. You do not know anything medical.
I know my gut said I didn't want to be not behind the wheel. I didn't want to be in the car while she drove. She was on roids and she was hungover.
This report says you made her stand and then put her foot out as far as she could.
It was pretty far, but she fell.
That's
she's fine now, though.
Then you had her sing your favorite song, Bon Jovi's "Living on a Prayer."
She barely knew the words.
That's an old song. She's 15 and a...
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. We don't have...
In the future, it'll be something by Miley Cyrus. That's popular with the kids,
Carl,
right?
you're fired. You are completely...
What?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I should have started there.
What?
Yeah, Carl, I know. Your family...
Why did you have me come in here today? It's my day off.
Well, union rules. I got to call you in to fire you.
Hi, yeah, I saw your business on Yelp. You give your own driving test for people who don't pass the DMV's driving test? Well, I'm interested in one, I guess. You said you were fired from the DMV?
Yeah, it's, I'm rogue now. I'm what you call a vigilante driver's test giver. All right?
Okay, that sounds fun. Yeah, I have a few too many dings on my record. I had to retake the test. It didn't go great. And I'm just looking for anybody who can give me a piece of paper that says I can drive. So,
all right, I can do that. But let me warn you, I'm plastered right now. Okay? So I'm not going to be able to take over if something goes wrong in this trust.
I'm doing my best to feign ignorance about this whole thing. If someone stops me, I can say, I thought this was a legitimate business. You're not giving me a lot to work with here.
Hey, you and me both have the same plan. I'm going to tell him I thought it was a legitimate business too. Okay?
All right, should we just get on? Should I get in the car?
Well, I'm going to take a quick look at if it works okay?
Okay.
So let's see if you can turn on the turn signal.
Yeah.
The left one first.
Okay.
Stage left. Okay.
Stage
I'll try
left.
the other one.
Are you?
Oh my God, honey, did you hear in the news about there's this like rogue vigilante driving instructor? So he's like on the highway, and if you're doing anything wrong, he full on will like smash into your car and start like, and he wears a mask. Like he's got like the whole superhero or like I don't know if he's a hero or villain, but
yeah. I heard about him. And you know what? I agree with what he's doing.
well, yeah, I mean, it's fine except for like the recklessness and like hitting people's car. I mean, I'm mainly telling you.
You know what? America needs a little recklessness right now. America needs people like Carl out there on the streets, keeping us on our toes, honey.
Okay.
On our toes.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you said it because this is where this is leading. I found a cape in your dirty clothes and I was wondering if you were somehow tied to this. And since you know his first name and as a vigilante, you're not really supposed to tell people your identity. I can only assume you work with him.
Rick.
Yeah.
What are you doing at my place so late?
Well, Wendy found my cape in the laundry. I mean, she never does the laundry. I mean, who would have thought she would have found it there?
What the fuck? Get in here. Get in here. Close the door.
All right.
Jesus. Well, she doesn't know about me, does she?
Hey, Carl, what's missing here? What's not in my hand when I walk through your door?
A
shot, dude. A shot.
Sorry, I'll get the shots.
Come on, man.
Come out, vigilantes. It's me, your worst enemy. A man riding a lime scooter on the sidewalk.
Okay, we got to deal with this, Rick.
This guy's back again? How does he know where you live?
He never left. I don't know how he learned where I live. I think, honestly, I just drove home and he followed me.
Okay. Well, maybe we could win him over to our side.
I just got off and Jane walked a couple of times, and now I'm riding again.
You know what? I think we got to stop him. Rick, let me get my costume on really quick. Where's your cape?
I got mine right here. I'm wearing it.
All right, let's get him. Halt!
Excuse me, sir.
Halt!
Yes.
Sir. Okay, get off the lime scooter.
Get off the lime scooter, sir.
You think I'll come with you that easily? What?
Just give us a moment to talk, okay?
All right.
First of all, you're not supposed to ride those on a sidewalk.
Not at all.
It's a vehicle.
It's a vehicle that has electric in it.
It doesn't matter if it's got electric or gas. It's a vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're breaking the law right off the top.
Breaking the law.
Rick, I just said that.
I'm going to call this vigilante meeting to order. First order of business. Carl, Rick, can you please step up?
Hey ho.
That's us.
We have taken an anonymous vote, and we're going to ask you two to not be a dynamic duo anymore.
What?
Yeah, we're going to ask you guys to split up and just do your own thing. We're getting a lot of complaints, bad reviews for sure.
That hurts.
I'm sorry. Just here's some of the last reviews. Came in. One of them spoke to me, and the other one just repeated what he said. We have
that's what a sidekick does.
Yeah, that's unfair. That's pretty much the definition of my job.
Did you just see what just happened right now?
Well,
did you just see what happened?
This kind of the thing that we have between us.
That's kind of the thing we have between us.
Do you see how you're also helping society, but at the same time annoying society?
Is annoying bad?
Is it bad? Is it really bad?
All right. Okay, you two just One of you sit here and one of you sit in the back. Can you do that?
Okay, vigilantes, thank you so much for having me here at this corporate improv workshop. So I want you to team up with another villain or whatever you guys are, superheroes. I don't know.
Not villains.
Okay.
We're not villains.
Great, whatever. Everyone's going to get a partner, and you're going to, instead of having a regular conversation, I want you to have one where you ask a cool question. Like, instead of being like, hey, how are you? Why don't you say, hey, what are 5 of your favorite things to do at night? Okay. So let's just do an example. Why don't we have you over there and you? Why don't you come together?
Me?
Okay.
Are you pointing at me?
Yeah, I was just kind of pointing in general direction, like whoever
You
wants to go.
generally waved your hand in half the room and then the other one in the other half the room.
Okay, great. So why don't we get you 2 over here and let's just show everybody, just ask, one of you ask the other one, what are 5 of your favorite things, blank, whatever you want to do.
To be clear, you pointed at 80 people. We're all going to talk over each other.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's good improv, right?
Why don't we just have 2 of you? Just one from this side of the room and one from this side.
I want to be one of them.
Great. I love it. Thank you for being a hero. And let's have one more other person. Come on.
They don't like me very much. You're going to probably have to coax them.
I'm not allowed
Any
to
of
work
you.
with him anymore.
Well,
He
here
used
you
to
can.
be my sidekick.
Okay, here you can. Here you can. All right. Here you can. Great. Okay, great. So, one of you ask the other one 5 things, and it could be any 5 things.
Okay. What is your blood type? What is...
Sorry, not 5 questions.
Yeah, he didn't understand.
Not
what
5
it's called.
questions. So it'd be like 5 of your favorite ice cream flavors.
Improv is so hard.
Okay, so go ahead and ask him 5 of his favorite blank.
What are your 5 favorite mathematicians?
Pythagoras.
One. It's a good one.
There was a
Triangulus?
2.
Triangle.
Original Studies.
Earlier, talking about Hurricane Harbor, which I always thought was a crazy name for a amusement park. But we in Texas we had Wet and Wild.
That's a pretty crazy name for an amusement park, too.
Well, it's not. I feel like Wet and Wild is at least somewhat innocent compared to this thing that will kill you, and it's the harbor right by where it will kill you. But we had a wave pool, and that. I don't know if you've been in a wave pool. A wave pool is one of the most craziest things I've ever seen. I mean,
Scary as hell.
yeah.
Wave pools kill people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be packed. If you've seen YouTube images of like wave pools and there's like body to body, like people are pretty much holding on to each other because all you do is you jump through the waves, right? But I remember that very freakishly. They closed a few years later.
Yeah. I have one horrible memory of I used to go to YMCA camp and then they would take us to once a summer, we would go to different places. But one time it would be, I think it was Racing Rapids in the Chicago suburbs. And I went there and I almost drowned in the wave pool and I was a strong swimmer. But when there's that many people over you, you can't find a pocket to get your head out of.
And you guys are probably going to be super envious of this. I used to go to the infamous Action Park in New Jersey.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I've only seen the documentary.
And the documentary is as crazy as it was. It was
just in case we haven't seen that documentary. What is Action Park?
Action Park in New Jersey. It was this place. They did a documentary maybe 2 or 3 years ago about how it was just this on a on a mountainside in a ski town, some rogue dude built almost like a do-it-yourself DIY, action adventure amusement park. And there was literally rules be damned, safety be damned. And yeah, pretty much the results reflected that.
Lots of people died, Atul.
Oh, wow.
A couple people died, but it was like you'd go on the Alpine slide and it was this like cement like pathway like that was like a semicircle, and you were on this little like hand cart and you would just go down, and you had the ability to either brake or not brake, and like people would just wipe out at like downhill speeds and go flying. And, eventually people got seriously hurt, but like people would have these crazy raspberries down their legs and like sliding down cement. The Tarzan swing, like, was just this swing off this like stand that landed in a pool. It was like a 20-foot drop. It was crazy. It was just.
Did you ever get hurt there?
Like minor bangs and stuff like that. Not like majorly. I was a little terrified of the Alpine slide, actually. So I would like kind of break a little bit going down it, not like go down it. People would just bomb down it. Yeah. Action Park. It's a fun documentary, Atul, if you check it out.
A raspberry. Go ahead, Jake.
I was just going to say, calling that a documentary is kind. I liked it. I liked watching it, but it was like a VH1 show from like the year 2000.
Yeah, it really
it was like Chris Gethard and a bunch of other like comedy talking heads saying like the craziest thing happened to me when I was
Yeah.
I had one in Pennsylvania where I grew up. I forget what it's called, but it was also like a ski resort. And then the summer, it was like a makeshift amusement park. But what their main feature was like a cement slide that like was the length of a ski slope. And it like curved and everything when there was like two next to each other, but it was fully just cement. And you had these like, what do you call it? Like sleds, but they were like just circular plastic sleds that you like went down on it. And it was like by far one of the most dangerous things that I ever probably did as a child, where all the adults were like, go ahead, go do it.
They didn't have anything like that as far as I knew in the Chicago suburbs. But the craziest thing I would ever do is we would take our bikes and we would ramp them in these like dirt ramps. And I remember I had, always done it with like a BMX style bike for my whole life until I was a freshman in high school. I got my first mountain bike and I was so happy and so excited about it. But I went off of the ramp one time, and when I landed, because the wheels are a different shape, it just bent the front wheel. And then I didn't have much money. So that was the end of my bike riding, like beginning of summer. I think it was my 8th grade graduation present was this bike. Took it off one ramp and landing on it like bent my tire in half. And I was like, oh.
What did you do for the rest of summer? Just steal shit from the local convenience store?
Well, I had sold my bike that easily took the ramps because now I had a big boy bike.
Where did you sell it? As an 8th grader, what are you doing?
A garage sale. What do you mean? What was I doing? Garage sale.
like that's such a self-evident answer.
Original Understudies.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, sir. That's not on sale. Can you put that down?
It's out here on the table at your garage sale on the driveway.
One of the kids probably put it out there, but that's a keepsake that my grandfather gave me. So,
fuck your grandfather. I want it.
Okay, so you don't come into my yard on a yard sale I'm having and tell me to fuck my grandfather. Okay.
You don't put something out here and then takes it backsies. It says, this is everything on this table's a nickel. I got a nickel. Here, my nickel's not good enough for you.
I'm sorry. I happen to be a member of the Better Business Bureau. And
thank you.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Honestly, this being on the table means it's got to be for sale. So
that's the rules of garage sales, sir.
I didn't even know the Better Business Bureau was still around.
Dad, I'm supposed to write an essay about like my hero. And I think I think it's really cool that like you and your sidekick used to be like driving vigilantes, and now you're like, garage sale vigilantes. And so like, I'm thinking like, can I interview you guys about like what your job is?
Sure.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay.
Oh, right now?
I mean, it is a good time.
Okay.
We just got done busting up a garage sale.
I don't have a job, so.
Okay, it's just like it's 10 o'clock. Okay, no big deal. We can do it now. I'll get some
problem?
later. Well, school's tomorrow. Anyway, okay. What is your favorite person to bust at a garage sale?
Little old ladies. Definitely the little ladies.
Okay. Well, why?
That's not my answer.
Kathy Trimmins, why are you sleeping in class?
I'm so sorry. My dad is the garage sale vigilante.
That doesn't explain anything. Everyone's father has a job.
Oh my God, did I just say what my dad's job is out
You
loud?
said he was the garage sale vigilante. We don't believe you, but that's
Sorry, I feel weird. It's the first time I've ever, went to bed really late at night.
okay. Do you have maxi pads on under your
11.
armpits?
Yes. I mean, my mom says that there's special armpit pads that she buys, but I caught her the other day cutting her maxi pads in half and repackaging. She even made homemade labels. I feel like I shouldn't be talking this much. It's like I've had a truth serum or something.
Somebody give you one of those shots that people give?
I don't know. I don't think so. I just feel weird. Do adults ever feel like this? Like it's foggy and like just like not themselves and just like telling truths?
I shouldn't be telling you this, but last Saturday night I went to Enigma, one of the hottest clubs downtown. And I had a truth serum, what they call it, Jägermeister. And boy, I had a very...
Oh, those are a lot of words.
Doctor, your 3 p.m. nose hair surgery is here.
All right, let them in.
Right this way. The doctor will see you.
Okay. All right.
My God. Nurse, I'm going to need sharper scissors.
That you might. Those I've never seen. Okay, here you go. There's going to be. There you are. It's a crazy nose hair situation right there, doctor. I've never seen anything like it.
I've had an ongoing cold, so it's been a little difficult for me to maintain it myself.
I can see that the mucus has started to crust over the nose hairs and make them 3, even 4 times thicker than they would otherwise be.
I think with just a little help from you, I could probably maintain it myself afterwards.
Doctor, your acid? Your acid for this?
Oh, no.
No?
No. I don't want acid in my nose. Can't you just use the scissors?
If we don't put acid in, there's no guarantee this won't happen again, and you've got one of the least attractive noses I've ever seen.
Dr. Regal, can I please see you in the concession
Absolutely.
stand? Sorry, my office is being repaired, so we have to just go tuck back
I'm trying
here
to put
in the
Fritos in here.
concession stand. Sorry, Todd. I'm excited for the Little League game today. So, Dr. Regal, we feel like you're overstepping your kind of responsibilities here.
Who turned off the deep fryer?
Oh, I am so sorry. My butt just sort of like...
Here, come over here. Sorry, guys.
Overstepping my boundaries. Yes, that's what you were saying.
Yes. So
Is it the acid?
I think you're a kind of like a school nurse as the Little League doctor. So I heard that some of the parents are coming in and getting like small minor surgeries. That can't be true, right?
Legally, removal of nose hair is considered a minor surgery. Yes. So I have been performing small surgeries.
Can I get 2 ices, please?
That is also considered a small surgery. I am so sorry. I can do it. I don't know if that's going to be more of an issue with my Hippocratic oath, but I can service those ices.
I'm sorry, sir. You shouldn't be talking to him. It's just the guy over there with the red shirt or the guy over there with the red shirt.
Thanks.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay.
I think that you're going to get into some real serious trouble because you're not a real doctor.
Okay.
Well, you're not. I mean, your nickname in high school was always Dr. Regal, so it's like, I thought it would be funny to hire you as the Little League. Not funny, haha.
Funny? I was hired as a bit?
No.
Hey guys, before we all go to college, I just wanted to go around and be like, some of these nicknames don't have to be our nicknames for life. You know? And
What?
I mean, like, mine's kind of stupid. Like, Silly Steve, like, it's stupid. And fuck.
It's not stupid. It's silly.
You're silly, dude. You're silly, Steve.
You're silly as hell, Steve.
It pushes you in the direction you're going to follow for the rest of your life.
Dr. Regal is so much different than Silly Steve.
How?
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 How or ow?
How?
How? How is it different?
That sounds like a title. You're fuckwad Frank, and you don't think there's a problem with somebody in our group being Dr. Regal?
I love fuckwad Frank. I think it describes me great. It's pushing me forward in my life.
How?
Well, I feel like the fuck has something to do with my attitude on life, and the wad has something to do with possibly money making in my future. And Frank,
Yep.
well,
It's not how I ever thought of it, honestly. I always thought fuckwad was like, the cleanup. But whatever. If it pushes you forward, that's all that's important. And Silly Steve, you should let it push you forward too.
You're dickhead Darren.
hey,
Yeah,
look
we've
at me.
all got nasty nicknames, but you don't
Yeah.
see me second guessing Dr. Regal.
But that's awesome. Kathy's, I don't even want to say yours.
Well, you have to. That's all part of the game.
She's always been wet and wild.
Yeah. And I got that name when we were in kindergarten, so we didn't really know what that meant or what it could mean.
I just read it off of like a VHS tape from my dad. And I thought, sounds like Kathy.
Do you have to keep that in your lap when you're driving around, by the way?
the videotape?
Yeah, the tape and the VHS and the TV.
Yeah.
It's all I have to remember him by.
Oh. I'm
But
so
honestly,
sorry.
whenever I
did
look
not-
at it, I think of my dad, and I also think of Kathy. And I also think of fuckwad. Thanks for listening to another episode of Original Understudies. This episode wouldn't be possible without our post-audio engineer and sound designer, Toivo Kalea, and all of our incredible Patreon members who help support the show. If you'd like your suggestion to be used in our show, you know what to do. Send an email to originalunderstudiespodcast@gmail.com or put a review on Apple iTunes or whatever you can do.
I'd appreciate it.
Original Understudies.